Good morning. This is Cool Hand Fluke, live stream number 85.
Cool Hand Fluke, right?
Right. Punster at large.
Yeah.
Well, there's something you should know before you bring me them victuals. I don't eat nothing that don't bleed a little, that's right. It's got to wiggle in the pan, 'cause I'm a carnivarian, not an Idaho potato man. Now don't you pick it from a tree, don't dig it out of the ground. I'll eat it if it moves and runs around, that's right. Catch it if you can. I'm a New York steak, not an Idaho potato man. I don't want nothing steamed, I don't want nothing boiled. Bring it red in the middle and charcoal broiled. Alright, we'll keep a cow on hand, and you can tell the cook that I'm no Idaho potato man. I come from part of the world where life is sacred, and they never cook it and they never bake it. But now, I'm American. I want a New York steak, not an Idaho potato man. So when you bring me the steak, be sure to keep the potato, keep the peas and the carrots and the lettuce and tomato. If I'm American, I'm a New York steak, not an Idaho potato man. So don't you send me down to the salad bar, and if it's French onion soup, it's au revoir. May we? Excusez-moi, madame. I'm a filet mignon, not a French fry potato garçon. Chevrolet coupe.
Woohoo!
Story time.
Story time. Wow.
Cool Hand Fluke.
I think we've met him.
Yeah, so recorder. Let me turn the recorder off.
All right.
Story time.
My favorite part.
Cool Hand Fluke.
Oh, you're in for a really wonderful story today.
We are? Okay. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was a great actor and personality. His name was Orson Welles. He became obsessed with the fact that his favorite moments in any movie came about due to accident, a fluke. Like the famous Dustin Hoffman scene in Midnight Cowboy. If you haven't seen the movie, you probably know about the scene where Dustin Hoffman is crossing the boulevard and a cab enters into the crosswalk. And Dustin Hoffman starts smashing on the cab. I'm walking here, I'm walking here, I'm walking here, I'm walking here, right?
Right. That was real.
That actually was totally spontaneous.
Completely.
A fluke. And it became a favorite part of the movie for so many. Unfortunately, it got Orson thinking that he should make a movie that is a series of flukes from beginning to end and nothing else but flukes. So I took Orson aside and I said, listen, my dear man, as much as I honor the power and beauty of the horse called spontaneity, you may not want to let go of the reins completely. He will certainly run into a ditch, or at best, just run back into the barn. After all, I woke up from this dream, and I thought to myself, spontaneity likes to be tethered to something. The beautiful, spontaneous spontaneity of Mr. Spontaneity, whose character is uncertainty itself, left drifting freely on a liquid ocean of possibility, without anchor, without island, without shore, is not at his best, and will, with the greatest certainty, float toward the horizon and off the edge into the oblivion of nothingness. Have you experienced the oblivion of nothingness? Just watch Orson Welles, The Other Side of the Wind. His subtitle is, They'll Love Me When I'm Dead. And Holly adds, but not for this movie.
Right.
Since the damn pandemic, all musicians and their partners have no choice but to become filmmakers like Orson Welles.
Hello.
So I'd like to share with you moments where spontaneity took over in these recent films. So when we were putting together the New Year's Eve sing-along, New Year's.
Well, we think of New York and the ball dropping, so you
Yeah.
weren't too far off. New Year's Eve.
So when we were putting the New Year's Eve sing-along and party together, we realized the one thing we really needed was fireworks.
Absolutely.
And we remembered when we were in Germany in 2011, we were doing a 9-performance tour with symphonies with conductor Eckhard Stier, who often does watch these streams.
Right at this time, as a matter of fact.
And his wife, right? We were performing William Russo's street music. After one of the performances, we were in our hotel room, asleep in bed, we were awakened suddenly by explosions that rattled the windows. Right outside our window, immediately below us on the lawn, were people setting off fireworks. We grabbed the camera and captured some of it before getting back to bed. In the New Year's Eve party video, we dropped it in a split screen, completely haphazardly. Completely haphazardly or haphazardly? Yeah, with Ernie's saxophone solo. Without adjusting it at all, it fit perfectly. When Ernie hit the high note, the explosions went off. When he played a trill, the fireworks followed in fashion. The fireworks followed in fashion. Mm. In the sing-along video, we wanted to use the fireworks in the beginning of the video, along with a really nice First Night Evanston logo that Stephen Haugier had created.
Did a beautiful piece of art.
Beautiful piece of art. I adjusted the logo to include my name and created a nice little animation that made the birds look like they were flying. When you place one track over another in Final Cut Pro, the one track on the top will fill the screen and obliterate any other tracks below. And by the way, here's a little look at the tracks on the video that I was creating for the sing-along. You won't believe
quite complicated
how involved it is. If you want to show more than one track at a time in your video, you need to create a split screen, which is a bit complex. I realized it was unlikely I'd be able to create a split screen with the logo and the fireworks that together at the same time that would be artistically acceptable to Holly, but I was prepared to try. Otherwise, we'd just present the logo for a few seconds and then follow that with the fireworks. Not as exciting. But when I dropped in the fireworks clip and played the beginning of the video for timing, expecting to see the logo and just hear the fireworks, this is what I got. The logo Steve sent me was transparent, and I didn't know you can do that. It just happened on its own. Both Holly and I were amazed.
It came out really lovely.
The shooting of Billie Jean was completely unplanned. And at the end, I really did forget what the next song was supposed to be. And even looking at the set list, as you'll notice, that didn't even help me so much. And then the squeaky door was the piece de resistance. This is what happens every day in our home. That's why I'm in a home. That's why I'm in a home, but now I'm in your home too. I can't remember what's next. What's next? I got the set list. Okay, I know what to do next now. Okay. And then after that, yeah. Here's an old one. I get tons of requests for this. The squeaky door, unbelievable. Speaking of squeaky, my favorite of all time was when I was going to talk about how when I was a kid, I used to play with a little spring door stopper. And I thought it would be really fun if I actually got down on the floor and illustrated how I used to do it. Right before we started shooting the video, and I was prepared to do that in the video, in my email, someone sent me this video, which you'll see I just had to include it. So let me show you, this is amazing. Now let me show you something. This is like amazing. I'm going to show you my first musical instrument when I was 2 years old. Okay? Follow me. You won't believe this. So here I am on the floor. This is where it all started. Everyone says, oh, is he going to roll around on the floor? That's where I started. So here's the musical instrument. I played with that for hours. Now, this is mind-blowing. I've been telling this story pretty much since I started playing music in front of people. I've been telling this story. And I had planned to do this right after the fellow said, show me how to play blues piano. Show me how you learn. This is what I was thinking of doing, and I had planned to do it. Okay? This morning, Holly goes to her Facebook, and this is what she sees on her Facebook page. This is like unbelievable. This is totally unbelievable. Look at this. Can you see it now? Okay, watch. Look at that look. Look at that look. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So, really, I can't get over that, but I'm going to try to. Okay. I can't get over that, but I'm going to try to. The Rev It Up Before You Cut It Down song was sent to us by Randy Sabine, and this was before we had decided to work together on a video. We loved the video and thought it would be cool if we could get a shot of someone using a leaf blower and add that into the video somehow.
But what are the chances?
Yeah, what are the chances? The day we were about to finish the video, Holly and I were on a walk. We saw a whole crew of lawn workers coming down the middle of the street. I held the camera. Insane. Yeah, insane. I held the camera just shooting straight across the street and let the workers walk into and out of the range of the camera. Having no idea if we'd use it or how we'd use it, it's become one of our favorite moments.
Absolutely.
In the Randy Show.
In the summertime, there's never a day and never an hour goes by where you can't hear a lawnmower, a leaf blower, a weed whacker. And it might be right next door, or it could be, down the block, or it could be a few blocks away. You can hear a chainsaw, you can hear people constantly cutting things down. And I finally had to write a song about it called Rev It Up, so you can cut it down.
The very first video we produced was a lip-sync version of Counterintuitive with Chamber Blues. Holly wanted to shoot my part outdoors with a graffiti background. We drove a few blocks from our place and found the graffiti she wanted on a wall below the train tracks. We began the shoot, and right in the middle of it, a train came by, and you will see I point to make it clear that she should get that in the frame, all while we were recording this. The beautiful thing is that Counterintuitive is a great example of the juxtaposition of blues and classical.
Which is why I wanted the graffiti to give a visual.
Yeah, and having a train in the video is almost a requirement now that you think about it for a blues tune.
Exactly. Blues and trains?
Yeah, we didn't think about that, but Mr. Spontaneity was on the right track.
Ah.
And I love this piece, and it's very short, so we're going to show the whole thing. During the time Ernie Watts was doing his video for the Old Lang Syne, he wanted to surprise his wife, Patricia. So he put his saxophone mouthpiece on his flute, walked into the room looking really silly, and playing purposefully out of tune and purposefully lost. Of course, he didn't intend it to be filmed. It was strictly for Patricia. The camera was ready, however, and Patricia started shooting. They sent the video to me because they thought it was really funny and I'd enjoy it. But they had no intention whatsoever for me to use it.
Oh, but it was too hilarious.
Yeah, for us. But we didn't know that. We didn't know what their intention was. We just saw the video and we said, we'll put that in there. They didn't find out that we used it until that night, New Year's Eve, when they saw it firsthand. But we all agreed that it brought great joy to people and it was important for it to be shown. So Cool Hand Fluke, also known as Mr. Spontaneity, brings one more beautiful moment to the world, all on his own, enriching our lives with goodies and surprise. We love Orson Welles, and everyone else lived happily ever after. It was a better ending, right? So, again, we'll see you on the Zoom.
Yes, we'll
All
see
the
you
information,
on the Zoom. The information.
is at corkymusic.com, and you could click on music, the menu, and it'll take all the links will be there.
That's right.
Or if you want to go a little more direct, you could go corkymusic.com/stream.
And the Zoom is very fun. So
Yeah,
please join us.
we have a lot of fun people on the Zoom.
A lot of crazy people on this
So
Zoom.
we will say goodbye.
Bye-bye.